At Big Ten Basketball Media Days, we are thrilled to be joined by Brad Underwood, Kylan Boswell, and Ty Rodgers. Brad, before we start to look ahead to this coming season, I do want to give you a chance to look back on what was an incredible run last year, that tournament championship. We showed the record in conference over the last 5 years. How proud are you of where this program has gotten to?
Oh, very. Very. And I've said it many times. It's an honor to get to the Elite Eight. We're not satisfied with just being there. I thought we were a Final Four team that got beat by a national championship team in the round of the Elite Eight. So we had a nice team, but that's not what Illinois basketball is about. I want it to be about so much more, and we've got 2 more games to try to get to. But it's nice to have sellout crowds, sell out your student season tickets in 26 minutes. I'm excited about that. I've said it many times. Illinois is one of the best programs in the country, and I think it feels good to have it back on that stage.
There's been so much talk about how different this year is. From a coaching perspective, how different does it actually feel?
No, I think when you get there and you get beat and you just figure out, okay, how do we get better? I don't really dwell on it. I keep my foot on the gas, so to speak. I'm always trying to get better. I left that game and I told our staff, we've got to get better. This isn't good enough, and we just want to be 1% better. Everybody in our program, and that's kind of our motto. We're a development program. We found guys who fit, and just continuing to keep working and keep striving to be able to play on that last Monday. And we got a little taste of it. It felt pretty good to keep moving on, but obviously not where we want to end up.
Love it if you help me introduce your student athletes here with you today. Let's start with Kylan.
Yeah, Kylan's a guy that we recruited out of high school. He's from the Champaign-Urbana area. It was home until middle school when he moved out west, but it's just a young man who comes from a winning program, a young man who knows how to compete, how to win. He's found success all along his journey. That's a big part of it, his experience. He's a terrific shooter. I think has an opportunity to be one of the best two-way players in the country in terms of his ability to guard. Terrific shooter, and a guy we're going to count on. He's got 60-plus games of college experience, and we need that leadership. Ty's the wily veteran. He's been with us 3 years now, and he's kind of that Swiss Army knife. He can play any position. He played a lot for us at the point last year. Ty has changed his body weight again. He's had just a tremendous off season. Does a little bit of everything for us. Great human being, high character. As much improved, and then we're excited about what he's going to bring us this year, and we need his leadership as well from the internal side of things.
Ty, do you feel like the Swiss Army knife of this team?
Yeah, absolutely. I think with all the new guys, I think just trying to show them how Coach Brad works and how he is as a coach, and just me being able to be that leader and just help the younger guys is going to be huge for this team.
Yeah, what specifically can you do in this day and age, whether it's guys like Kylan or other transfers? There's always going to be building that chemistry is always going to be a big part of the offseason. How do you help in that regard?
Absolutely. I think just I would say the biggest thing is outside of basketball. I think I go back to the team we had last year. We did everything outside of basketball, and that was huge. And then when we got on the court, it was easy. It could easily translate.
Kylan, why was this homecoming the right move for you at this time?
The minute I hit the portal, Coach Alexander and Coach Underwood were right on top of it. For me, it was a big thing for my family. They're all back home. And it was nice to get into a new environment, culture change. And Coach Underwood preaches every day in practice. It was kind of what I needed to feel like and surround myself around.
Even when you were out west, how much did you actually have a chance to watch what Coach Underwood and this team were doing over the last couple of years?
Well, unfortunately, we came out of the round before them. But when I watched them in the Elite Eight, I knew that was kind of a program before I went to the portal, something I want to be around.
For those who haven't seen your game before, when you're playing at your best, what does it look like?
I would say all-around player. Like Coach Underwood said, elite shooter. Defense is something I've surrounded myself and kind of accepted as who I am as a player. I'm trying to grow in the leadership aspect, but just all around great player.
Brad, these two guys will obviously be a huge part of what you're able to do. How much tougher has the league gotten with the addition of the 4 West Coast schools?
Yeah, if you can imagine that it's better, it's better. You're talking about some of the storied programs in the history of the game, and I don't think we should lose sight of it. You know, we've got 2 LA schools that have steep tradition. Dana Altman's done an incredible job at Oregon in his tenure. I think he's won 5 or 6 championships. So it's winning programs. You've got a program in the University of Washington that's got steeped in tradition, a great venue, a great environment that they play in front of. So, you know, I say it all the time. They're not games in the Big Ten; they're events. And we've just added 4 schools that will enhance that. And we're going to talk about people. The narrative is going to be travel and all this. It's about educated basketball fans in the best league in the country with great coaches, better players, and it just makes it top to bottom. There's no easy night, and this is the only league in the country where you can say, I literally don't have a cakewalk. I don't have an easy night, whether you're at home or on the road.
And yet I look at your non-con, and it's tough. I think you have 4 SEC schools alone in the non-conference coming up this year, if I'm not mistaken. How does it kind of affect the way that you schedule in the non-con when you have to bring into consideration just how difficult this league now is?
These guys want to play in big games. These guys want to play against the best. And, you know, it just so happens that I'm a big fan of home and homes. We started a series with Rick Barnes in Tennessee. We've now added a series. It's actually a neutral site series with Alabama. We'll be in Birmingham this year. They'll be back here in Chicago next year. We obviously play the bragging rights game every year against Missouri, and then the opportunity to play Arkansas and Kansas City on Thanksgiving Day presented itself. So it just kind of worked out that way. And then you've got a really unique experience in February. And I'm a sucker for Madison Square Garden. I love the Garden. I think it's the Mecca. But to do something a little bit different, and that's to play Duke in a non-league game in late February. I think it'll have an NCAA tournament vibe to it. And, you know, we're going to play good people. We always have. I think it's helped us build this program. We don't shy away from it. And, you know, you don't hide anything. We're going to find out who we are early. We're going to find out what we've got to work on. So when we do get to league play, hopefully we've got a pretty good picture of who we are.
Ty, as I was kind of going through your bio, obviously basketball is your sport now, but you're also an outstanding wide receiver in football. You ran track. I believe you were also a competitive swimmer at one point. So when did you just decide, you know what, basketball's my go, Coach? Don't worry. I know Coach Bielema would probably love him, but I think he's pretty settled.
We're having a great year in football now. We don't need anybody coming to steal our guys. But no, he is a terrific athlete.
Yeah, I think just going into my freshman year of high school is when I just started to just focus on basketball. I think up until then, I played everything, honestly, but it was good for me. Just like swimming, I think it's just one of the best workouts you can do. I didn't really lift weights up until then. I stopped swimming. But, yeah, having an athletic background, I would say, it's helped me a lot. And, you know, Coach Brett, hopefully I might be able to get out there one day. I don't think Coach Brad will like that. But
he's shaking his head. That's a hard no.
After you're done, you can go do whatever you'd like. But until then, we need to keep you healthy.
Kylan, let's finish with you. What sort of personal and team expectations do you have coming into this season?
For me personally, us being young, I feel like it's not anything that's an issue for us. Coach Brad's competitiveness, I feel like he can give us that side of him. You know, we can apply it into ourselves. Being very intense, everyday guys is our thing. So over time, you know, we just keep working every day and get better. But being young, I feel like it's not going to hold us back at all.
Brad Underwood, Kylan, Ty, really appreciate your time, guys. Thanks so much. Best of luck this season.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Yes.